a man who has never earned a penny but lives the life of a billionaire. He never worries about running out of money because he can instantly move anywhere with a thought. And then he could carry his sack around the bank vaults as he pleased. He traveled the world by day and spent his nights with beautiful women for 8 years. But the man who should be free sometimes looks sad, because he's hiding a big secret inside. The man's name is Jack because his mother left him when he was a child and his alcoholic father beat him for a long time, which led to his withdrawn personality and low self-esteem. And even the goddess he had been secretly in love with for many years did not dare to look at him. What's worse is that the weak Jack is often bullied by the school bully. This time is no exception. Jack spent all his money to give the goddess a crystal ball as a Christmas gift, but the school bully snatched it away. In an argument, the bully throws the crystal ball into the frozen lake. Jack was furious and knew that the bully was trying to embarrass him, but he didn't want to show his cowardice to the goddess. So he went straight to the ice and tried to retrieve the crystal ball, despite the goddesses stopping him. However, just as Jack got the crystal ball, the ice-broken Jack was sucked into the water. Jack gradually began to despair just when he thought he was going to die. His powers were triggered and instantly took him to the library. Jack was in a daze. He couldn't think of anything else to do but to get up and get out of there before he knew it. His fate was about to change when he got home. His father was so angry and cursing that he hated his family and decided to run away from them. Before leaving, he put the crystal ball on the swing at the goddess's house and took his mother's picture on a bus to the big city. But what awaited Jack was not a happy life, but a life of poverty. A life where he was too young to find a job. With his landlord giving him an ultimatum, Jack decides to devise a plan to use his powers to make himself rich. First, he practiced his teleportation. Once he had perfected his ability, Jack went to the bank and made a mental note of the vault's location and began his hard work at night. 1 trip, 2 trips, and soon this small house of only 5 square feet was filled with money, and Jack lived a life of luxury. 8 years later, Jack had grown up to be a handsome young man who slept in his mansion, until he woke up and looked at the wall of pictures of beautiful scenery and thought about where to go. In the morning, he was at sea. In the afternoon, he was at the pyramids munching on a burger. And in the evening, he went to London to see the night view. And finally, he went to a bar to have fun. With his face and superpowers, he soon captured the hearts of beautiful women. But Jack didn't know that he was already being watched by an organization called the Rangers. The only purpose of the organization is to find and eliminate the supernaturals. He has the power of teleportation, but he chooses to be a slacker. When he can move, he doesn't want to take a step, as if walking is disrespectful to his superpower. The remote control is too far away. He wants to open the refrigerator, he wants to go out. He picks out a picture of a beautiful place, and he's there in no time. Until the day Jack came home to find a man at home who claimed to be the leader of the Ranger organization named Paul. Their organization hunts transporters like Jack to prevent them from destroying order. But they're actually jealous of their powers. Although the Rangers are ordinary humans, they have found a way to deal with the transporters. Even though the transporters are flying around, they can't change the fact that they're dying. Every year, they kill a lot of transporters. Jack was his target 8 years ago. Jack sensed something was wrong and tried to teleport, but Paul's baton knocked him to the ground, followed by a small combo of blows that left Jack wailing in pain. He wanted to move to another place, but his whole body was filled with electricity, causing him to be unable to concentrate on his thoughts, so he managed to move to the 2nd floor. But Paul caught up with him and threw him down. Sensing Paul's murderous intent, Jack endured the pain in his body and moved to the warehouse, and then managed to escape when Paul rushed to the front. Jack returned to the deepest memories of the home of his father, heard the noise, rushed upstairs to check, but Jack, obviously not to his father's grievances, have not been eliminated directly to the instantaneous exit. The next day, Jack wandered around the town he hadn't been back to in years, and when he went to a tavern, he happened to see the goddess he had a crush on back in the day. At this time, the goddess is not doing well as a waitress in the tavern. Every day tired of back pain, not to mention to put up with male customers' molestation. Jack saw the situation and attacked, but he was no match for the gangsters. While they were fighting, Jack launched an instantaneous transfer and threw the gangster into the bank vault. But he never imagined that this action would cause him so much trouble. Back at the tavern, the goddess thought Jack had driven the gangster away. Jack was forced to save her. The goddess chatted with Jack and he invited her to Rome, and the goddess was pleasantly surprised. The next day, they traveled to Rome together. At the luxury hotel, the goddess was even more curious about Jack, who was handsome and rich. The goddess's defenses were soon broken down. Then the two of them wanted to visit the Roman ruins, but were told that they were forbidden to do so due to site control in order not to disappoint the goddess. Jack opened the door from the inside by instantaneous transportation, but was once again blocked by a door at the very end. Jack told the goddess to wait patiently while he planned to do the same thing again. But then a strange curly-haired man suddenly appeared. Jack thought it was a staff member and tried to leave, but the curly-haired man made a move that made Jack freeze in his tracks. It turns out that the curly hair is also a transmitter. He told Jack that the ranger has found him and told him to get out of there. As soon as he said that, two rangers came out of a corner with a suitcase. At this moment, Jack had no idea what was going on and was overpowered by the rangers. Unlike Jack, Curly reacted quickly. He was more skillful than Jack, so the ranger could not touch. Soon the ranger was attracted to the staff by the sound of Curly's fight. Curly took the ranger's body and moved away. Jack also followed, but then thought that his girlfriend is still in Rome and returned with his girlfriend ready to leave. But as soon as they left the house, the staff recognized them and called the police to surround Jack and his wife. Faced with the police around, Jack did not dare to launch the ability to instantaneous movement, so he had to be captured.